CBN borrowing an effect on the economy. And our guest on the program is seated here in the studio. He's an authority on economy and banking. And my partner on the program this morning, as usual, is Olumumi Ajibole Agbola. I decided to count on my fingers because of what is likely to be the implications. I don't mention all those names. Good morning, and welcome to the program.
Good morning today, and thanks for
giving credit to all the people.
Exactly. And good morning, good people of Osun and Nigerians. We really thank you for being there for us and for joining us on today's edition of Saturday Morning Treat. As usual, we are going to give you a bumper package of the program as we will be bringing you some topical issues that will be discussed by our analysts in the studio. And the first one we have on our list is CBN, borrowings and effects on economy. And we have Dr. Yinka Anjos in the studio with us. Doctor, good morning.
Fine morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, in the recent past, we have had a lot of economic issues in the country as it affects borrowings here and there, and the change or the redesigning of the 200, 500 and 1,000 naira notes. You are an economist and you know the implications of all this.
Yes.
And we want Nigerians to be schooled in what are the effects of all this.
Yeah, I don't know where to start from. Maybe we will start from the borrowings.
Yes, let's start with the borrowings.
Now, first, let's look at why a government should borrow. I've also laid credence to one thing in economics. It says ends are many, but means are few.
Yeah.
Ends refers to whatever you are willing and wishing to do. As a person now, as a human being, you see that you have a lot of things you intend to do. You have a lot of wishes. You have a lot of dreams which you want to come true. But no dream can come true without the actualization of it. That is the means of having it. We all have wishes. I like to have a car, I have to have, if possible, airplane. But you cannot just wish it out. You've got to purchase it. And that's the means. So our means, what we want to have are so numerous, but the resources needed to have them are so few. So there's a difference between ends that are many and the means that are few that leads to borrowing.
Yeah.
Nobody has it all. It's not possible. You've got to be lacking one way or the other. That's on one side. On the other side, one of the reasons why we study economics is due to scarcity. Resources are scarce. Resources are scarce, and that's why they are important. You've got to look for them. Now, coming to government, you see, borrowing should be looked at from two perspectives. We have the private borrowing and the public borrowing. By private borrowing, I'm referring to what we call micro set of mind. Like as an individual now, I have to borrow money because I can't have everything I need. No matter what I have, I will need to borrow to augment to get what I want. So one of the major reasons for borrowing is because one, you don't have enough.
Yes.
Two, time element. You know, you have to do something at a particular time. Let's say, for example, you want to pay your children's school fees. You have money, but it's not enough. And they said if you don't pay it as a social time, maybe you will lose that admission. So you'll be running around. You will even be lucky to get somebody to borrow.
Exactly.
To lend from, to borrow from.
To borrow from.
Somebody to lend you. Now, that's to tell you that it's a must that we must borrow. But as an individual, you have to be very careful. Before you borrow as an individual, you look at your pocket. You determine the extent or how deep your pocket is before you decide to borrow. But government use the opposite. Government looks outside before they name their children. Governments don't care what will happen. They will just write down what they want and what they want to spend money on before they start looking for money. That's why I said there are those two major differences. Now we are talking on government now. In Africa, in Nigeria particularly, see that we are a third world nation.
Yes.
And as a third world nation, we have infrastructural deficit.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the major reasons why we must borrow as a government is that there are infrastructural deficit. We must borrow to have these infrastructures
in place.
because we can't have it all. You can't have everything you want. So we must borrow for infrastructural reasons. But there are other reasons why we must borrow. I've just mentioned time now. If you don't do what you want to do in time, the amount to budget will skyrocket. There was a flyover built by the past governor in Olaya.
Junction.
If he didn't do it as at the time he did it, if you want to do it now, you see that the money will have doubled.
Yeah.
We call it time value of money. In our days, today we remember, we used to go to school with coins.
Yes.
Even 1 kobo, we have 4 divisions. We have onini, we have 8
Ekpini.
before it gets to 1 kobo. Where is even the coins now? We call it time value of money. As time move in and out, the value of money decreases in attribution to price. So whether we like it or not, government must borrow. Like I said, government cannot have everything at once. And like I said, public budget will write what you want, they will now begin to look for the money. But there are sources of this wealth. As a country, Nigeria, we are too blessed. I've said it and I will continue to say it. We have no cost to borrow. Even if we borrow, it should not be our first line charge. I said there is cost to borrow. What I'm trying to say is that we should not be borrowing on everything. If we make use of what God has given us. Do you know that there are some crops that are not supposed to grow in the tropics? We are Africa. But in Nigeria, we have temperate crops growing here. We have tea. We have what
Coffee.
we call, we have coffee.
Yes.
We have, there is this one that our customers were asking when I was in Jos. I will remember now. A Lebanese concentrated on that. Strawberry. That's what I was doing.
Yes,
and our brand of strawberry was the best in the world. So he concentrated as our customer. That's what he imported. He was importing strawberry from, you know, I was in Plateau State. I just branch. You know, it's a very cold area.
Yes.
So that thing grows. We have tea, we have everything. That shows that there's something on earth that any country has that we do not have in Nigeria.
Yes.
So even if we borrow, we're supposed to explore and explore what God has given us. It is the difference we're supposed to borrow. But what we have today, the first thing is we want to go and borrow. That's where I fall out with government on that. The first thing should not be let's go and borrow.